It is currently the morning of the 19th of July, 2021, and my goodness, the tropics absolutely active out there right now. We have two tropical storms, Infa and Tropical Storm 10W was just upgraded by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Convection continuing to flare up here, and here's the deal. We're going to continue to see not only impacts in Hong Kong, but also across the west coast of the Philippines, more enhanced monsoonal moisture, and also into Hainan too. But first, let's talk about Infa, which is located just towards the east of Naha at this time. This storm system still intensifying. Now, here's the deal, and I want you to remember this when we're talking about this, because the track, and you always look at it, center of circulation is based on this. And center of circulation, pretty confident, is going to track just like this south of Okinawa Honto. That does not mean you're going to miss the weather if you are here in Okinawa. Yeah, the storm will track probably just towards the south, might even be closer to Miyako-jima, but let's look back at the satellite picture. This is almost nowcasting. Look at all of this convection wrapping around the eastern periphery. This is almost forming a monsoonal gyre, if you will. That's what we call these, and they're not common in the Atlantic. If you're new to the Western Pacific, you're probably like, what is this word? What is this phrase? He's making it up. No, I worked on NHK World for almost a decade, and I've seen a few of these. This actually does happen from time to time. Just get that loads of moisture. Yeah, so if the wind's 50, gusting up to 65 knots, but they're actually, yeah, we do have some winds there, but a lot of that is away from the center of circulation in that banding that's wrapping around. So even if it tracks just south of Okinawa, I'm afraid that we're going to see that banding, and pretty persistent banding, not only through Tuesday, but also on the Wednesday, and potentially even on the Thursday on the back side of it. And you can see the ECMWF model right there. Look how that sets up with that band, and then it really intensifies once it gets into these warm waters in the Okinawan Islands, and that wind shear towards the north laxes a bit. So yeah, we could actually see maybe a Cat 2, potentially Cat 3 at that point if it does continue to strengthen as forecasted. So of course, there's that center line just south of Okinawa Honto, but that banding is going to wrap around the northern periphery. So I think the southern half of Okinawa is still going to be hit with some at least tropical storm strength conditions, heavy rainfall coming out from that before it moves off there. And eventually it does impact Taipei and Taiwan. Northern Taiwan could be looking at some pretty good impacts from this storm. But models are differing actually by this point. ECMWF pulls right about here, but GFS actually keeps it way off here towards the north. So pay attention to the cone of air for that extended forecast. I'm not even going to show it to you because there is still a lot of uncertainty, but there's that trampoline warning in place. Key thing if you're out here, you know, at Connecticut, actually almost see kind of right there. You know, you got Naha. Take care of your outdoor stuff and get ready to just kind of hunker down for an extended period of time once this storm comes on through. All right, here's our other one. Still hasn't been named yet. Possibly could be called Cempaka. Hope I'm saying that right. It is 10W. There's Hong Kong. There's your center of circulation. Boy, this one's blowed up in the last 12 hours, 35 gusting to 45 knots. JMA a little bit slow to the punch. J2WC, they did a great job out there in Hawaii. That's why I like to use their information. I think they're some of the best forecasters. Levi Cohen, the owner of Tropical Tidbits, he's actually running things over there in J2WC right now too. So they got a good wealth of knowledge there. Plus I'm a little biased. I have some old Navy pals that are working out there. 35 gusting to 45 knots. They call it a tropical storm at this time. Same with Infa, but a difference, you know, you have our storm out here, we get that inflow, which is going to be impacting the west coast of the Philippines, not only today, but over the course of this upcoming week, because that isn't going anywhere very fast. It's actually going to kind of lingering there. The track is almost just keeps it kind of circling right near Hong Kong. So main points, this whole video. Okinawa will be impacting Miyako-jima, northern Taiwan. All need to prepare. Also watching 10W impacting Hong Kong. It is slow moving, but here's the thing. Check your local agencies. Please, please check your local agencies out there. I can't stress it enough. I mean, at this point, because there's just so much going on. You find your information on Facebook. Maybe you get it from me. It might be outdated. I try to relay their information. That's the key thing I try to do. I'm trying to make my own forecast. I try to relay their information and tell you what my thoughts are. Anyways, great photo sent in from Okinawa. Got that a thunderstorm convection really flaring up out there. And if you notice, that's what's out the window right now. So yeah, I always appreciate these photos when you guys send them in. Truly, truly thank you. Before that storm arrives, know the information from those official sources. Prepare to evacuate if needed. Okinawa, there's not many very places to evacuate to, but you know, be ready. More so in the Philippines. That's why we write this in Tagalog as well, because you know, talking about that potential of flooding and landslides out there with that increased moisture flow. Graphics are installed on my computer. I am going to finish up building the show in the next week or two. So we're going to have a whole new look to these updates, and they're going to be looking absolutely fantastic. And the whole, you guys on Patreon, you're the reason why we're able to do this and make these videos that much better. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please let me know down in the comment box below. Whew, it's busy out there, guys. Very, very active day in the Western Pacific. So stay safe out there.